I have this long table set up, so I had to like reach all the way across to hit the record button. Hey YouTube, it's Spooky Boots here, and today I have a really cool video for you. So today I have a package. Came all the way from Australia, and I've been waiting for it for a couple of weeks to get here, and it's finally here, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm gonna open it up and tell you guys what it's about. I'm kind of surprised this got to me relatively quickly. I feel like there's been issues with the postal service lately and everything's just kind of slowed down. So I'm pretty stoked about this. Here's the product. There it is, guys. It is Skidz Grindplates. And really cool packaging to start off with. Before I even open it up, I wanted to show the packaging. So a couple of weeks ago, these guys hit me up on Instagram asking if I could review their product for them. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I did not pay for this product, guys. I didn't pay for the product, I didn't pay for the shipping for it to get here. I didn't pay for anything. So keep that in mind throughout the review. But yeah, this packaging, I love the kind of cartoony illustrations. Super cool. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like being a kid in the 90s. Like I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of like art you would see on like a bubblegum wrapper or like the back of a cereal box or something. All right, so let's open this up and see what's inside. Okay, so that's how it comes packaged. There is the actual plate itself. So it's kind of got this tapered angle to it, so it kind of wedges onto your foot there. I don't know what kind of plastic this is, but it feels super strong. This is left. It's nice how they indicate that so you don't have to figure it out. Here's the other one, same exact thing, I'm guessing just reversed. And then the straps. So here are the straps. Also indicated left and right. So they're Velcro straps, it looks like. Yeah. So, oh, you can't see against my shirt. Just a Velcro strap here. So you lace them through the grind plates, instructions on the box. Okay, so I'm gonna get these set up. Trying to figure out how these straps go on. I feel like I'm overthinking it. Okay, so I think I was just overthinking it, but they are set up, so it was relatively easy. I'm guessing so like if your foot's obviously not this big, this little part here, the strap dips, you know, it dips through and just keeps it under control, I guess. The high wall is the outside, the low wall is the inside, so you're gonna be able to read left and right when it's facing you, and then everyone else can read Skidz logo on, you know, facing away from you. Just a couple things I've noticed straight out of the box. The groove is really cool, so it kind of tapers out on both sides, so it's kind of like an hourglass shape, kind of narrow here in the middle, and then tapers out, So that's cool. I guess that's for, you know, like, I'm trying to think of it as like a H-block here or something. So like, I guess maybe if you hit a ledge a little crooked, it'll kind of correct itself. The straps seem really high quality. They have a nice little, so where the strap rests in the little holder, it's kind of like double lined here. So you have another piece of fabric here, so it's not just the strap rubbing. So when the strap is in there, it's kind of reinforced. The engraved skids here, I don't know how well you guys can see it. I'm kind of wondering if, like, you know, I know they're supposed to be grinded on like relatively like kind of like that, but I'm wondering if like maybe you can tweak kind of like a Royale and get like groove going in here or something. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. It's just two pieces. It's a strap and, you know, your plastic here. I do have a spot in mind for these. They recommended finding a nice concrete ledge and getting like a really nice groove started out. I'm gonna go to that spot and I'll let you guys know how these are skating, or I guess they're not skating, they're like, I'll let you know how they're sliding. Alright guys, so I am back in the studio. I'm going to talk about the session I had on these Skidz Grindplates. So today I took the plates down to this elementary school that's in my neighborhood. They have quite a few concrete ledges. It was the first time I skated there. I know about the place by biking by it and seeing it from the road. It's definitely a really cool spot, but I feel like it's really high risk. It just seems like it's gonna be a bust. So I probably skated there for like maybe 10-15 minutes before I started just getting sketched out. I had people kind of looking at me. There's some nature trails around the area, and I don't know, it's visible from the highway. I just didn't want anyone to bother me. So after I tried a few grinds there, just to basically get a groove in the plates, I wrapped up the session and ended up taking these back home to session my P-rail on, and that was when I really started having a lot of fun with these. On the P-rail, they were pretty nice. I will admit there is a little bit of a learning curve to these. I feel like it's not as, for me personally, it wasn't as intuitive as like an H-block on a frame. This is a very low to the grinding surface, so your foot's very close to the grinding surface. So that was a little weird for me. My heels of my shoes kept catching the kept catching the ledge and kind of just like slowing me down and stopping me. I was kind of struggling with the slight learning curve, but once I got on the rail, I didn't have to worry about my heel or my toe touching the rail. So I was able to slide and basically just have a little bit more fun on these. I do want to say that this is probably not, it's not a full review here. I definitely would like to session these quite a few more times before I go really in depth on like how I feel about these, but I will let you guys know how I feel about them at the moment after one day of skating or sessioning them. I also did want to reiterate too that I did not pay for these. I did not pay for shipping. I didn't pay for the item. So this is my full unfiltered opinion. The groove on these things is really cool. Like I said, it has kind of like an hourglass shape, so it tapers out on each end and gets narrow here towards the middle. I honestly think this is a perfect groove for rails. On the P-rail, you could see I hit a little crooked sometimes and then it corrected itself. There were some times where I'd hit crooked and slip out, but for the most part I would hit a little crooked and it would correct itself, and I think that's a really smart design here. I thought I would be able to do like a bunch of cool tricks. Like I thought I was like fast slide, I can nail that. I couldn't. Unity, I got this. I didn't. So it's definitely gonna take a few more sessions to kind of do some things that I wanted to do. You can see in the video I was able to kind of tweak my back foot. So the front foot where I keep all my weight, most of my weight, I had to keep relatively flat across the rail. The back one I was doing a little bit of tweaks, nothing too crazy. I kind of wanted to do both, kind of like a Royale, but I was really having a lot of trouble trying to do that. I think the main benefit with these things is, personally, I don't think I would go out of my way and get a product like this, but now that I have them, I feel like it is something I'm going to use in the future. I'm looking at the box just to like, you know, just look at the design again and kind of see the little cartoon illustration. And there is one panel where it says, just keep them in your backpack and pop them on whenever you come by a sweet rail or something else worth grinding. I think that's actually what I would use these for. So I carry a backpack around with me almost everywhere I go. I just have a bunch of stuff I like to carry, and I don't carry my skates everywhere I go. If I'm like out and like, if I see something that looks like it would be fun to hit real quick, I would definitely throw these on and hit that spot and be like, that's something I want to come back to on my rollerblades. They're just lightweight, they're compact, you can kind of put them into each other like that. You know, maybe get like a little rubber band or something, kind of keep them even tighter together. I don't know, they don't take up a lot of space, and I think they would be perfect for testing a spot before you actually commit to it by getting your rollerblades out. So I think that's kind of like, that's what I would use this product for. And I think other than that, I don't really have much use for these. It's weird. I've been rollerblading most of my, since middle school. So like, I'm used to rolling up to something, grinding it, and then jumping out and rolling away. Today, it was weird. I would I would have to run up to a ledge, jump on it, and then run out of my trick. It was definitely something I had to think about more. It's just not something I'm used to, or I guess enjoy doing. If I see a spot out in the wild and I don't have my rollerblades on me, but I do have these in my backpack, I'd be happy about that. I did have a few issues with them, but I think it's something that, I think they're things that I can fix relatively easy or kind of work out. My biggest issue with the plates was there was a little bit of sliding going on, so I wasn't hitting the H blocks every time or the grind plate every time. My accuracy, it felt like it was like, you know, millimeters, just like it felt like either the left one was a little too high on my shoe or the right one was a little too back, and then I'd correct it, I'd hit the rail, I'd jump off, and then it was the same thing. One was shifted, one was, it wasn't consistent like how rollerblades would be. So your H block is in the same spot every time and you know that spot. This, it's kind of like where's it at this time? But I think there's an easy fix for that. And what I would recommend is, if you are interested in this item, just get some grip tape. Cut this kind of trapezoid shape out of your grip tape, put that on the bottom, and I think that kind of slipping little bit of micro adjustments, I think that'll go away. The straps, I did have a little bit of issue with the strap. So when I was looking at these right out of the box, I was really excited about the reinforcement material on the bend of the strap. I was like, oh, that's cool, it's reinforced, it'll keep it from, you know, wearing away quicker. Well, my foot, I don't know if my foot's just small or what, but I ended up going past that reinforcement to where, you know, here's the reinforcement material. There's probably where about how tall my foot was. I'd wrap that over, and so now the reinforcement area is out here and not actually in the spot where it counts. So I had a little bit of, I don't know if it's just the strap's a little too long or what for my foot, but that was something that I was like, oh, well, that's not doing much now. Another thing is, since I did have so much of it over, I had this like weird little flappy part, and I didn't know what to do with it at first, and I kept hitting. There was a few moments where I jumped on, and I actually jumped on the strap, and it kind of stopped me. So I tucked it in there's a little buckle thingy here. So I would tuck it in. It would still do the same thing. So I end up fixing that by bending the strap and then tucking it through the buckle. And that ended up getting it out of the way. So yeah, kind of looks like that now that it's tucked. So that ended up fixing that issue. It wasn't a big deal. Again, I don't know if there's multiple size straps or what. I was in my Nike SBs, so my Nike skateboarding shoes, and I don't know if like shoes make a difference, but it's a relatively low profile shoe. The sole's not too thick. It's a canvas shoe, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. So yeah, that was another issue I had with them. Also, I did get slight blisters on the inside of my my feet. So not the outside, this high wall, but the inside high wall. There was a little bit of rubbing going on right around here, and it did give me small blisters, but I think that could just be because my shoe's really thin. I don't know, it's like this new thing that's wrapped around your foot, so your foot's not used to it, and it has to like, it's like, whoa, what is this rubbing on me? And you know, it's a sensitive spot. I think that'll eventually, like, that's just a fit issue, that'll go away, or, you know, just depending on what shoe you use, that might not be an issue, but that was just something I noticed today. Since they are plates under your feet, you know, it's quite a thick material here, so it feels like you're constantly stepping on something, which does make sense, but I actually think there is something Skidz can do to kind of minimize that. I think they could put a bevel on this edge, so instead of it being a hard edge, like a 90-degree edge like that, I think they could maybe do something with the design that, you know, puts a bevel in there, like a 45-degree angle, and that way what you're standing on isn't so intense. Because when it's a hard edge, it's, you know, you got a lot of weight, all your body's weight is like standing on this plate that's relatively thick. It just feels a little weird, feels uncomfortable. I don't know if that's something they would do, or I don't know. It's just like something I would recommend. But yeah, the plates are really strong, they're really durable, they're a hard plastic, they slide amazing. I don't know what kind of plastic this is, but it slid on everything just fine, and I did not need wax. Obviously, I think if you take it to like a not so broken in concrete ledge, I think you might run into a little bit of an issue, but for the most part, this is a great material. I don't know what they're using, but it's a really nice material. So those were kind of my pros and my cons. I'm not really a great reviewer, so this is probably all over the place, but yeah, I think it's a really cool product. Like, even if you're not a rollerblader, I think this is a great children's toy. Or like, I just think it's a great toy. I remember being a kid and like, even before I started rollerblading or skateboarding, I was always jumping on stuff. I played a lot of Sonic as a kid. Like, I was always jumping on stuff and like wishing I could like, you know, slide forever. And I think this kind of like touches a part of that like childhood memory that was really kind of like really nice. So it kind of brought me back to being a kid and like having this imagination of like jumping on things and like sliding for miles. So I think I would have really enjoyed this as a kid. I definitely enjoy it now, but for different reasons. Very cool product. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.